What's going on, you beautiful people? You. Back here again, got some more stuff to show off. I gave the new co-host her favorite little... It's a good combination rattle slash giraffe. So I gave her giraffle. It'll be a thing. So she should be good for a minute. But we got some pretty cool stuff to show off. I was going to wait for some stuff I ordered online to include in this video, but I'm realizing right now that that's probably going to be a little while. So let's get into some good stuff right now. But first, gotta do a quick pause here because I'm looking over in this pile and I'm noticing I'm missing stuff. Also, getting a little upset. So, 1 second. Alright, back again. I think she's good, but we're going to keep rolling. So, let's get, per the norm, the non-video games out of the way first. We got a pretty good haul of not gaming stuff, and one of the things I've been collecting recently has been VHSs, because I managed to find a VHS player at a Goodwill. It was going to be in one video beforehand, but I decided at the last minute to not put it in because I really wanted to get it hooked up to see if it worked. Spoiler worked. It worked really well, and now I don't want to unhook it because when you're trying to hook a VHS player up to an Insignia television or any new flat screen, I had to use those special red, white, and yellow cords to hook it up because I couldn't find a coaxial, and I had to get a special switcher to hook it up to the television. I just don't want to unhook everything and put it back in. So it's over there. It's looking pretty awesome. I got some VHSs. Those might be in another video later on, but I wanted to start. Maybe now would be a good time to get on that, and I'll recap those at a later date. But basically, me and my wife have been collecting VHSs that we both grew up on. We're really looking for almost a full VHS collection as it involves earlier Disney movies. A lot of like the holiday tie-ins and stuff we're going to kind of avoid, except for one franchise, which I'm going to get into in just a second. But it's a work in progress. I think 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I think I see 13 over there. These two will make it 15. So for $1 a piece, it's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown. I grew up on the Peanuts cartoons. I really like their holiday specials. I really like their summer camp ones. And I grew up watching the Christmas one every year ever since I was like 7 or 8 years old. But for $1, this was a no-brainer. And arguably one of my favorite movies of all time, if not one of my favorites, if not the number one favorite, if not the absolute best, would be Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Yes, the case looks a little beat up. Yes, it's not in the greatest condition. Really? Is that so? Excuse me. Popcorn kernel. Yeah, it's not in the greatest shape as you can see, but to have this on VHS into my collection is a good thing. So for $1 a piece, that's awesome. What? You're so angry. I think she wants to come over. Yeah, she was getting a little fussy. She didn't want to stay over there for too long, so welcome her back. Say hello. Say hello to the camera. Say hello. She's good. So anyway, got those. I got the movies for $1 each. Really good find. And honestly, the other big reason we wanted to get VHSs was that's what I grew up with. That's what my wife grew up with. And I like for her to kind of grow up with that too. We're not solely just collecting Disney and cartoons and stuff. No, like anything we grew up with. I mean, I'm looking for a copy of Space Jam on VHS, and I'm also looking for a bunch of old horror movies on VHS because that's also what I grew up with. So, continuing on with the non-gaming stuff, I have a couple movies. I got these half off. They were $1 each. Both big favorites of mine growing up. Got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. Got this for $1.50. I saw this before the original movie. I remember liking this a lot more, but the first movie is classic. Not to say the first movie is bad. I mean, the first movie like started the movie like I'd say it was iconic. But growing up, I always remember the Super Shredder first. But I also remember like the plot line of the second movie was really cheesy. And also for $1.50 is a Jim Carrey movie that I absolutely adore, and I can't recommend it enough. And that is The Truman Show. I think this was the movie watching it, because I could watch this again and again. This was the movie that really sold me on Jim Carrey being like a total solid actor. He can do serious, he can do funny. He has a really wide range. So for $1.50 to actually add this in my collection is a plus. Got a pop figure for the first time in a while. Got this during, I'd say, GameStop's Black Friday sale, which went on 4 p.m. Thanksgiving Day. You just can't get comfy, can you? You want to hold something, don't you? Okay, 1 second. Anyway, they had a deal where if you bought one of their mesh bags for $1, any of their collectibles that you put in are automatically 25% off. It sounded like a good deal at first until you realize that the majority of their collectibles are barely worth $10. So unless you're getting something over $20, you're really not saving that much money. So anyway, I think technically I only paid $7.50 for this, and that is Scrooge McDuck, because he's Scrooge McDuck. You don't need a reason. You want to hold Scrooge? You want to hold him? Oh, yes. Here, I'll help you. Yes. No, you don't eat Scrooge. You don't eat him. You don't eat him. You don't eat him. I showed her the new DuckTales on YouTube. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. I definitely watch it again. I really would. Fun show. Good casting. Great voice acting in that. And the last thing here in the non-games category are board games. They're actually card game board games. Where are you going? They're card game board games. And I got them on sale at Target. About a month ago, they had a special Monday sale where they're half off. So for $15, I got... Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? And I also got the Oregon Trail. And for those of you who aren't familiar with these games, they're really simple. They're about this one, for instance, 2 to 6 players. And everything comes down to the luck of the draw of the card. And that's from everything to a disease you get, to your pit stops, to any kind of negative that can happen to you. It's all by the luck of the draw. Same thing with Carmen Sandiego. I guess it's more like Guess Who, where it just boils down to like creating your best hypotheses of where in the world she actually is. But I've heard nothing but good things about those, and I'm happy to have them. But you really want to play with something, don't you? What does Daddy have? I'm also realizing I have another non-gaming item. Give me 1 second. What? Do you want the Truman Show? Here. You can have the Truman Show. There you go. You can chew on Truman. There you go. But those card game board games are actually about $15 a piece, if not more, and I'm really happy to have gotten them for the price that I did. And the last non-gaming item is actually a t-shirt that I found at Goodwill. And I'm going to start showing off the clothes I get because I'm not going to lie, they're pretty awesome. This one, if I can show it off, sorry babies. If you can see it, I'll try to, there we go. Property of Sports Center, ESPN. And the reason why I got it, 2 reasons. A, I actually really do like Sports Center. I think ESPN is getting a little too political for my liking now, but I still do like ESPN. But the main reason I got it was right on the inside next to the Hanes tag. That's a Disney Park original t-shirt. This is actually from the park. And I also got this half off. So for $1.50, I got this awesome shirt, and it fits! There we go. The computer went dim. The extra light helps. So I got all that cool stuff for really, really cheap. She's gnawing on Truman. She's so good. You like Truman? You do? You were slobbering all over him. Here. Here you go. If I give you the number 23, will you eat that? No. No. Not a lot of people like that movie. I think it's alright for what it is. People critique things too much. Here you go, honey. There you go. There you go. Now let's get to the video games. Alright. Starting with a Goodwill game I got for $2. Star Wars Bounty Hunter. I actually am a huge fan of Boba Fett in this series, even though he was a last-second add-on in the movies. I still think he's great, and from what I've heard, he's a boss in the new Battlefront game. Like, if you're playing heroes and villains, I'd recommend getting Boba Fett because his jetpack keeps him out of range of most lightsaber and Jedi powers. So really cool stuff. This a little bit differently. I guess this was right before LucasArts went out of business. Sold intellectual properties because it didn't go out of business until like 2012, 2013. I know, you're crazy. You're crazy. You're crazy. Sorry if this is taking a little bit longer. I have to trying to keep her as entertained as much as I can. Now let's get into PS4 games, and that's what the rest of this video is going to be. And we have 3, 6, we have 9 of them here. Let's see what we got here. I think I only paid $5 for this because I had more trade credit, and that is Stardew Valley on PS4. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really think too much of this game, but after getting it and playing it, and I'll be honest, I haven't played too much of it. These aren't necessarily games that go back to time and time again, but after playing it, the easygoing soundtrack, the simplicity of the game, I'm not gonna lie, this is a solid. You need to have this in your collection, and I want to thank Cassie for telling me how wonderful this game is. So, Cassie, if you're watching, thank you. I can't tell you how much I appreciate this game, and I do plan on playing a little bit more once this one can start becoming a little more independent and can start entertaining herself. And as you can see, she clearly needs my help or the help of Jim Carrey. Moving on, I got this brand new at GameStop. I got it for $20, and that is Resident Evil 4, a very faithful port to the PS4. There goes Jim Carrey. Yeah, you're screwed. No, you can't have Leon. You can't have him. It's nice. The port for PS2 was not as good as the GameCube version. In my honest opinion, it's still good, but it felt like the GameCube version just felt perfect. The controls were perfect. Everything felt perfect. The problem I have with PS2 controllers, especially in games like that, is that they feel very loose. At least with the 360 controller, and even with the Xbox One controller, there's like some resistance. 1 second. Here you go, honey. She's down there. Anyway, good game. Graphics are slightly improved. Aside from that, it just feels a lot smoother playing on a PS4 controller than it did on a PS2 controller. Although I think the PS3 version, I just remember playing on a PS3 controller and it wasn't that good. But always good to have. I'd say this and the 5th game are worth owning. I might get the 5th game for PS4. I don't plan on it right now. I do have a special Steelbook edition for PS3, and I can't recommend the 5th game enough. Go get it. For $10, I got this on clearance at Target. Brand new. We have a copy of Yooka-Laylee. Spiritual successor to the Banjo-Kazooie series. I can tell you right now, the visuals are stunning and look very clean and beautiful. The soundtrack is very light and whimsical. The biggest problem I'm having with this game right now is that the controllers are really sensitive. But I'm going to see if I can finagle with them a little bit, see if that changes them. But it's fun. I haven't put too much time into this one either, but I think I've put maybe a few hours into it, and it's fun. It's fun. I can definitely understand why some people weren't 100% on board with it. It's not Banjo-Kazooie, and it's trying really too hard to be Banjo-Kazooie. But for what it is, I still recommend checking it out. What? You're fine. Keep chewing on Jim Carrey. Let's see. Sarah, oh boy. Sarah ended up picking up, well, I picked up for her, a copy of South Park, The Fractured But Whole on PS4. And this came with the digital download for Stick of Truth, which we're both playing. And she is not played this yet. And she will not play this until she gets done beating Stick of Truth, I think, for the third or fourth time. Exactly. I've heard nothing but great things about this game. Tons of fun. And we're trying like hell to make sure we don't see any spoilers about it. So, no spoilers. Also, from the wonderful land of Target in their clearance section, I posted this on Facebook. If you can get, they might still have them depending on when I release this. Mega Man Legacy Collection 2 for PS4. Got this for $9.98 brand new. Guys, they're getting rid of a lot of their older stuff now, making room for the holidays. I'd recommend starting to check their clearance bins at least at the beginning of every single week, because they have tons of stuff. I've seen Wii U stuff there. I've seen Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD in there for $10. Super Mario 3D World for $10. These were going for $10. They had a bunch of stuff going for $10. I think they even had Resident Evil Revelations for the Xbox One for $10. So get to Target if you can. Check out their clearance sections. If not, keep an eye out for Walmart as well, because they have to start liquidating a lot of their other stock to make room for all this stuff coming in over the next couple months. And the last bit here is... What? She's getting cranky. Gotta speed this up. Honey, calm down. What? You're so cranky. Why are you so cranky? Look, why are you cranky? You're a star. You're a star. Look at that. You're a star. Okay. Alright, okay. We'll keep it going. They had a deal on Black Friday at GameStop where certain used games for a certain amount. I ended up going for their $20 tier only because they're games I didn't have and I wanted them. So, for $20, and I dropped something. Still waiting for that dropping montage. For $20, we got used copies of Tom Clancy's The Division. She's trying to eat them. No Man's Sky, which I've actually heard is better now after the patches. Would you stop? And a copy of Batman Arkham Knight, which I actually have completed almost fully, except for some of the other character trials, plus the Riddler challenges. But for all three of those games, used for $20 was a great deal. And Sarah ended up getting for herself a copy of Industry Giant to Be a Tycoon. More of these sim games. I actually don't see this very often. It was for $14.99. And I'm all for owning a little more obscure games that you can't find. And I actually really do like these tycoon-based games, Roller Coaster Tycoon, Zoo Tycoon. She's a huge fan of those. So she wanted to get something like this for PS4. So that's going to do it for this edition. Hopefully my co-host here didn't cause too much of a... I know, it's the worst. It's the worst. Come here. So that's going to do it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, probably be a week or two before the next Eric's Got Games. Only because the influx of games right now is kind of slowing down as we get ready for the holidays. Yeah, I know. So that's going to do it, guys. I'll see you next time. She says, see you later. I'm saying see you later. You have a good one.